is good, you? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're gonna be doing a tier list of the small forward position in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, if you have missed out on any of our previous tier lists, man, make sure to go check those out as well. Look, we've got through the point guard position. We've got through the shooting guard position. We're now on to the small forward position with all of the new updated cards as well. Now, there are going to be certain shooting guards that have small forward eligibility that aren't on this list. Now, if you're wondering why that is, well, if a player is like 6'5", right, and there is shooting guard small forward, if you're running them as small forward, I don't necessarily know why, okay? Just because, I mean, height kind of runs the game, and we want to get as much height out there as possible. So, like a guy, let's say like Devin Booker, Kobe Bryant, those guys are going to be on the shooting guard list. So again, make sure to go and check that one out. So, for me, guys, obviously the small forward position isn't one of the best positions in my team. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of guys about the same level, and again, we'll get to those and talk about them. Now, we're going to start off with Brian Scalabrine, and he's going to be one of the worst cards we talk about today. Now, a lot of people have Scalabrine because he is a starter card, and Scal is going to be able to knock down shots for you guys. So, I mean, if you're just in need of a guy to knock down shots, Scal can do that for you. Not saying, you know, he's the best player in the game, not saying, you know, he's going to do that much else for you, but he is going to knock down open looks, and at least he gives you that, right? I mean, at least he's not totally worthless on the court, but for a starter card, he's fine. For the small forward position, not very good. Aaron Gordon up next. I'm going C tier with Aaron Gordon. A lot of people, again, might have gotten him just because the NBA sets aren't super expensive. My whole thing with Aaron Gordon would be this to you guys, right? His release is really slow, okay? And outside of you know, release, what else really matters right now in my team? I mean, height, and he's fine for the small forward position, but there's just nothing that's really great about Aaron Gordon when I look at him. Like, he's fine, he can play for you guys, but he's just not that next level good. Al Harrington up next. Am I crazy to put him at the same tier as Aaron Gordon? I mean, I might be, because when you put them side by side, like, Aaron Gordon is way better than Al Harrington, but there's a big button here. Al Harrington, to me, has a better release. He has a better three ball. And that matters just as much as all these defensive stats right now, in my opinion. I'm putting them at the same tier. You guys can hate me, but that is my firm opinion right now. Andre Iguodala up next. One of the best small forwards in the entire game. Now, is he worth picking up? No, because he is way overpriced for what he should be. But he is indeed one of the best small forward in the entire game. So, if you want to get Iggy, you can. You're going to get one of the best small forwards, like I said, in the entire game. Andrew Wiggins up next. I really do like Andrew Wiggins this year. The question is, how does he compare to Iggy? Well, let's compare the two, because again, I like both these cards. I think both of these cards are really, really, really good. It just comes down to what you like more. I think Iggy definitely has the advantage over Andrew Wiggins, so I'm going to put Iggy at A tier, Andrew Wiggins at B tier, and I think that's pretty valid. Like, you can argue it if you want, but I think a lot of people would have those guys at the same tier as me. Tubby Walker up next. If anybody knows how to get Tubby Walker, you guys can let me know down below in the comments, because I still do not know. He's a season 1 reward. He might be our next, they might have talked about him, right? He might be our next, like, salary cap reward. That's probably what, if I had to guess, what I would guess, just because I don't think he is available at the time I am recording this. 6'9", 6'11" wingspan, decent release. Again, 82 3 ball, decent speed. The problem with Tubby Walker is his defense, right? He can shoot the ball, can finish. It's just the defense, but he's still 6'9". I think B tier is the right spot for him. I still think, you know, a guy like Andre Iguodala is going to be way, way, way better than him. But again, if Tubby Walker is a guy you can get for free, definitely might be worth a look. Bojan Bogdanovic up next. A lot of these season 1 guys, or the base rewards, I just am unsure about. Like, for Bogey, his defense is horrible. I know he's going to shoot the ball decently well, but I'm just not a fan of him. I'm going to put him at C tier, not the biggest fan. Bruce Bowen up next. I think A tier is where Bruce belongs. Now, again, when you compare him to Iggy, Iggy might be better. But look at the defensive badges of Bruce Bowen. I mean, who has better defensive badges than what Bruce Bowen is going to have? You're going to have a hard time finding that answer. Can shoot the ball also really, really well. The problem with Bruce Bowen is if you try to dribble, right? That's going to be your biggest red flag, the biggest problem for Bruce, just because his dribble sigs aren't necessarily the best. I mean, I've actually not used him. Played against him a couple of times, and again, do I think Iggy's better? Yes, but Bruce Bowen is really, really solid. and also can play that shooting guard position, which does help him out as well. Cam Johnson up next. I mean, a lot of these season 1 cards, I'm not super high on. Like, I know you guys are going to disagree with me on some of them, but I'm just not high on a lot of them. Cam Whitmore is absolutely elite. The more I use Cam Whitmore, the more I'm impressed. I used him in a game yesterday. I actually lost my first MyTEAM wager ever just because my team's not that great. But I was so impressed with what Cam Whitmore did on the court. And I don't know why he was so good. I don't even have the answer to that. But he was literally absolutely elite. Could shoot the ball incredible. Could play good defense. Knock down shots again. Go in and attack in the rim was elite. I don't know what it was with Cam Whitmore, but this card just kind of left a mark on my mindset at that small forward position, throwing him right up there with Andre Iguodala. Caron Butler up next. I'm not high on Caron Butler now. You guys might be like, oh, Ty, but he can shoot the ball. I'm sorry, I'm going D tier, and that's where he's staying. A Sapphire is going to be more expensive than an Emerald, and I'm not high on Caron Butler. Danny Granger up next. He's going B tier. You guys can be like, oh, Ty, he's A tier. That's fine with me. But I'm saying, look at him, compare him to Iggy, Cam Whitmore, Bruce Bowen, and he is not as good in my opinion, especially on the defensive end of the court. He's going B tier for me, and that's as high as I can go with the card. DeMar DeRozan, you absolutely stink. I mean, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna pull up this DeRozan card. Tell me what he can do for you guys on the court, and I'll wait. Can't really shoot. Can't play defense. This card stinks. He has a hot spot, I guess, from the left hash, but he absolutely reeks. He's going F tier. Dennis Scott, at least with Dennis Scott, right? I'm not saying he's good, but at least he can shoot the ball. Like, defensively, he's not good, but at least he's going to knock down some shots for you guys, especially compared to a guy like a DeRozan. Dennis Scott can at least give you that. Franz Wagner is a card I really like, and I'm putting it B tier. Now, why do I like Franz Wagner? I think it's important to talk about. He's 6'10", and I'm gonna go do this for the sake of this video. When we look at the small forward position and we search by height, not by weight, by height. Who's at the very top? Okay, 6'11" Kukoc, and then you're looking at 6'10" Franz Wagner. Height runs the game. It always has. It always will, and that's why Franz Wagner is in B tier for me. Glenn Rice, a guy I really do like. But he and Mike Miller are about the same, where it's like we're nearing week 2, right? Starting to see a lot of more, dual type of players. Initially, week 1, we saw a lot of just the pure sharps. Glenn is exactly that. He's a pure sharp. Outside of shooting the ball, I don't know how much he gives you. Gonna do that at a high level, but that's about it. Jalen Williams up next. I don't know. Another just Series 1 card. Like, he's probably fine. I haven't used him, so I can't really be down on the card. He looks fine. I mean, 6'5" is the big issue for me and Jalen Williams. You could argue B tier maybe. He is C tier for me. Jarvis Hayes, I'm putting him in C tier. And here's why. Tell me what Jarvis can't do on the court. 83 ball, silver catch and shoot, Rudy Bays, has some defensive badges. I'm sorry. I don't mind Jarvis Hayes at all. 6'8", give me C tier. Because between him and a guy like Jalen Williams, I don't know who I like more on the court. And you guys, again, can call me crazy. I don't care. Call me crazy. But, I mean, that's kind of why I make these tier lists. So you guys can get my imprint on stuff. Jarvis, for his price, a really solid option. Jason Tatum Amethyst is S tier. Sapphire JT, I think is... He's got some decent badges. I'm going to go C tier. I don't love him, but I do believe he probably is C tier. Now, no, I'm going D tier. I don't think he's that good. Here's the deal for Ami JT. When you talk about the best small forwards in my team, it's Ami JT. It just is. Like, when we search by this small forward position, Ami JT is at the very top, as well as obviously Collector Sean Marion. Now, here's the deal with Jason Tatum. Hall of Fame blinders is cheesy. Defensively, really solid. You can give him some badges as well. Can upgrade some badges. He just is the best of everything. Defensively, offensively, Jason Tatum is absolutely elite. Now, is he worth buying? No, okay? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Do not spend your MT this early on. Try to save it. Try to, make it last as long as possible. But when we're looking at a Jason Tatum with 44 base badges, he is an easy addition into S tier. Jeff Green up next. I know he came out today. I'm not a fan of him. I'm putting him in D tier, and I hate the fact that he's D tier. I want to be high on him, but he's just simply put not that good. I mean, again, I don't have a problem with Jeff Green. I've really liked Jeff Green cards in the past, but when we're talking about this specific Jeff Green, D tier is where he belongs. Jeremy Grant up next. Now, I just gotta ask you guys, when you think of Jeremy Grant, right, not only in my team, but in real life, what do you think about? You think about just kind of an all-around player. And that's what he gives you in 2K. The problem is he's just not great at anything. Yes, he can knock down shots. Yes, offensively he's fine. Defensively he's okay. He's just not great at anything. I do believe B tier is where he belongs. If you're asking me Franz Wagner or a guy, like I just said in Jeremy Grant, I don't know who I'd take. And again, weird to even say that, but it's kind of where I'm at right now. Sapphire Jimmy, not good. I'm going D tier. Throw him right in there with Jason Tatum. Jordan Walsh. Here's the tough part. Here's the really tough part, because I want to put him in A tier, but I can't. I'm going to put him at B tier, but I'm telling you guys this right now. Jordan Walsh is absolutely elite for budget cards. We just talked about Jeremy Grant, right? And I want you guys to see this. We just talked about Jeremy Grant. Compare Jeremy Grant to Jordan Walsh. Compare them. It's not even close. Jordan Walsh is so much better in the stats that matter than Jeremy Grant. Yeah, Jeremy Grant's better in the post. Yeah, he's a better rebounder. Yeah, he's maybe better in certain categories. But Jordan Walsh is so much better than him, in my opinion. I'm putting him at A tier. You guys, again, don't have to agree with me. That is okay, but I'm going A tier, and I'm also moving Franz Wagner up as well. Kawhi Leonard, C tier. He's fine. At least he's going to defend decently, you know, has some badges that could be helpful. But again, I'm not super high on Kawhi in general. Keegan Murray, I'm going B tier. You look at Keegan Murray's stats, badges, animations. The card is really solid. Not the best player in my team, but definitely a card you can use and have fun with and grind him out for free. Free card bias is my middle name. Cash Money Chris Middleton, C tier as well. A lot of these, again, see, like these series lock-ins, like they're rubies, so everybody's, you know, high on them. With a lot of them, I don't see it. Some of them, I do see it. Some of them are really solid, but a lot of them, I'm just like, are we serious here? Ruby Lamar Odom is one I really like, okay? But he's not a Series 1 lock, and he's just a card I really like. I'm going A tier with Lamar Odom. Similar to Franz Wagner, I do think Lamar Odom is just maybe a little bit better. Again, compare the cards. Lamar's just can have more total badges, better, basically the same hotspots, to be honest with you, but just a little better in some specific categories. Lamar Odom, in my opinion, just a better Franz Wagner. Larry Johnson, I don't think is great. Honestly, when I look at Larry Johnson, the first thing that comes to mind is, what does he do for you guys on the court? He's 6'7". He's not great in any specific stat or category or even like release-wise. He's just not great. I'm going to go C tier because I don't really see it with the card. Again, you can use him and have some success with him. I'm not saying you can't. Just don't think he's great. Luka Doncic, actually, I got him. It was the first day on Xbox, right? And so my team wasn't good. I was trying to grind some MT. That type of stuff. And I actually pulled him out of a Series 1 pack, and it was fine, but Luka was not good. He was fine, but again, there's way better cards in my team. Matt Barnes up next, A tier. And I'm going to have to maybe move some guys around, so I'm going to Cam Whitmore and Iggy are also going into S tier. But I'm telling you guys right now, between Matt Barnes, between Jordan Walsh, Franz Wagner, Bruce Bowen, Lamar Odom, I don't know who the best is. Like, obviously, I'm a firm believer that, yes, Cam Whitmore is better than all of them. Iggy's better than all of them. But between these guys at A tier, I think they're all deserving of him and absolutely elite. If you haven't used Matt Barnes, I suggest you do, okay? He's not necessarily he's not going to catch your attention, but he's 6'7", going to play decent defense, decent badges, and knock down shots with such a smooth release in my team. Michael Cooper up next. I think C tier is as high as I can go, and I don't mind Michael Cooper. I gotta let that be known, but I don't think I can go above C tier. Mike Miller, he's B tier, okay? He's basically, in my opinion, a better Glenn Rice. He's gonna do one thing for you on the court, and that's shoot the lights out of the basketball. But outside of that, I don't know how much else he really gives you on the court. Plus, he has small forward or shooting guard eligibility, so I'm higher on him at that respective position. ML Carr up next. I think A tier is where he belongs. I feel like there are a lot of people, if they got ML Carr out of the promo, that really do enjoy using the card, and I can see why. Really solid defensively, decent enough three-ball, good speed. Don't necessarily love his release, but I definitely see him in A tier. OG Anunoby, I'm not a high on a lot of Series 1 cards or Series 1 lock-ins, but OG Anunoby is a guy that I really do. I rate highly. Defensively is good, release good, can knock down shots at a pretty high level, pretty high rate. OG Anunoby is a guy that I definitely can see not being worth the lock-in, but really solid in general. Paul George, not good. Series 1 cards in general, I don't even know if that's what they're called. Whatever, NBA base set, whatever you want to call them. Most of the cards are not going to be great. Paul George, not great, but Again, he has decent enough height, I guess you can run him. Paul Pierce, I actually played against the other day, and he was not that bad. Now, am I saying Paul Pierce is worth you guys picking up or spending MT on? No, but he's not that bad. You look at his stats, badges, animations, he's not that bad. Kyrie dribble styles, cheesy, PP based, normal timing. Paul Pierce, I'm tempted to put him in A tier because I like him. I'm doing it. You're not going to like it because his release is weird. But everything else Paul Pierce does in the court, I believe he's A tier. Rick Barry, I mean, what? I'm going to ask you guys this. If you chose this Rick Barry card over Joe Dumars, you need medical attention. Like, that's just bad. What are you doing, man? 2K literally handed you the second best point guard as of now in the game outside of Kyrie Irving, and you guys chose Rick Barry over him? He's not that bad, but like, what are we doing, man? Rick Barry, I'm putting you in C tier. I mean, you're not that bad. I don't want the community to think you're horrible, but you are not good or even on the same level as a guy like a Joe Dumars. It's just really that simple and really that easy. Ron Artest, there are a lot of people that like Ron Artest. So before you are quick to judge, oh, Ron Artest isn't good, this and that, there are a lot of people that have used Ron Artest that have really liked the card. And so even for me, when I, go through and do these tier lists, especially early on, I got to take people's opinions into context. And when you're this good defensively, especially on the perimeter, I got to rate you highly. I mean, I really do. When you're this good, this elite on defense, I'm giving you A tier Ron Artest. Sean Marion up next. The first thing I gotta say is I have not used Sean Marion. I've seen his release. It's a low release point, but with it being low, it is relatively quick. Okay, so it's kind of the battle of, I mean, it's low, it might be easy to contest, but it is relatively quick. Decent 3-ball, solid defense. I mean, if he's not in S tier, you're doing something wrong. Sean Marion is absolutely elite. Steven Jackson, not great. His release is not ideal in my team. I mean, his stats badges aren't that good either. If you bought Steven Jackson, I'm going to say it in the nicest way possible, I feel bad for you because he's not worth buying. I mean, there's not many people worth spending your MT on this early. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say that. But especially with Steven Jackson, definitely not worth it. Thaddeus Young, I mean, came out recently, but the card's not great. C tier is where he belongs. Tom Gugliotta, I don't have the card yet, so I'm not going to, sit here and talk about him too much. But, I mean, what does he do? Aaron Gordon base. This card stinks. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm putting Googs in C tier. And it's crazy that Franz Wagner, who is 10 tokens, is better than Googs. I mean, who is 50 tokens or however many else. So if you're wondering how to use your tokens or if you should be saving your tokens on Googs, no. Spend them on Franz Wagner. Although he is your cheapest token option, he is your best token option, as crazy as that is. Kukoc up next. He's 6'11", and he can play, okay? Because he's 6'11", good release, decent 3-ball. I know his defense isn't great, but he's 6'11". I'm throwing him in B tier. He can play a little bit. Wally Zerbiak up next. A tier is where he belongs. Can shoot the ball, play decent defense. Basically that 3-and-D option in my team. Similar to a guy like Brent Barry, but I mean, I just think Wally, it does a little bit more. That's going to wrap it up for my small forward tier list. Who is I too high on, too low on? Let me know down below in the comments, guys. Thank you guys for all the recent support at the start of NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. We're trying to make this year great and doing what we can with this. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the vids. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.